Appreciate you, Coach. Well, later tonight in November, snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and, of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the Minnesota Vikings. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line.
How the hell do I'm trying to share it. Huh? No, I'm trying to stream it into the group thing. No, I'm trying to stream it into the group thing. Yeah, I got my phone now. Okay, so. Okay. Okay. It should be in there. You can check and see. Alright.
At their own 22-yard line.
Booster team!
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll be brought down here at the 28. The game's first play produces 6 yards, brings up second down.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Back at it again, playing each other, huh?
6 yards on that last play. Here's second and 4.
It was a good game over.
Now it's Carson. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. This is Carson. Sean Dion Hamilton was there to bring him down defensively.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size and these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
A lot of contact there, but there was no way it appeared that he was going to get a flag on that one. Looking for it, but he wasn't going to get it. And as an ex-defensive back, you love it when they let you play and jostle downfield.
From the gun on third down, Wilson. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big third down pickup of 20 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 41. Wilson's throw caught by Metcalf. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in this paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone?
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest game, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
To throw on 2nd and 6. Wilson. This pass to Jennings, and he makes the catch. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 15-yard line. They'll run on first down. Carson. And he'll fight his way down right around the 12. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Wilson. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Caleb Wilson. His second touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks take the ball down the field and score on their opening drive. Extra point good by Hopkins. And it's now a 7-0 game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Gets fielded in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. They begin with a run by Smith. And this first play will get him back to the 25, but that's going to be it. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. 2nd and 10. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Jadeveon Clowney able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down.
Hello?
Back to throw. Daniels. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
That's taken on the 25. Oh, and now he bowls him over. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Partner, we had their game last week where they had 6 sacks, so a little bit more momentum here again in the first quarter.
And last week it appeared that they were coming out of sprinters blocks, chasing the quarterback. So how do they continue that? How do they keep making it happen? Different looks, different disguises, different angles that they chase him.
They were so disruptive last week. We'll see what the trend is here as we go forward. Now a man open down the middle of the field. Nice pick up there, 19 yards. And they're set up better for 3rd.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Yeah, I'm playing the line. I'm playing the line.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line. Here's Carson. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to 2nd down. Moving backwards on 1st down, never a good thing. What does that do for the mindset on 2nd down?
Well, it changes your play call, definitely, because as a play call, you're advancing yourself thinking, okay, we're going to get a gain here. Now you've got to go back in reverse, come up with something to pick up not just the yardage lost, but gain a few extra.
Well, a 2nd down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete.
In this situation, it's really tough to figure out how to defend because they have plenty of room to still take deep shots at the end zone as they just did there. Yet at the same time, you've got to be ready for the short throw. In this case, when you see the cue that they're going for the end zone, retreat and make sure you have a way to play forward, back towards the receiver, and have a chance to bat the ball away as they did there.
No.
Well, he's caught on the sideline, but he's not going to have a 1st down. They say he was out of bounds. So a big call there that brings up 4th.
I thought he hit.
And this one is right down Broadway. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And the first drive, 3 and out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You have some plays that you've got called and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense. Let's see if they open things up a little bit.
See if they open things up. Let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. This is Smith. 9 yards on the pickup there as he'll be left with 3rd and 1. Another good run there for a guy who, remember, on Wednesday was named NFC Offensive Player of the Week for what he did a week ago.
Yeah, and you know it takes some solid runs and some extra special ones in order to win that type of an award. I think he's locked in and wants to get it done a second time.
They'll try and run forward with Smith. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
No gain on the play. It's 4th down.
And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They're going to try and throw. And this is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now it's Wilson. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. And here the pressure from the outside linebacking spot.
And normally when that happens and they're able to get home, that means the other guys on his team helped him out a lot. That they occupied people to allow it to be no less than a one-on-one situation allows him to get home.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. And he's going to go down. Back near midfield at the 49.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. So what did they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how did they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
No, that's you, partner. A 1st down carry for Smith, and he will double the space they have to work with as they take it from the 2 to the 4.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Facing the prospect of a punt from their own end zone, they need some cushion. Let's see what they can do on 3rd down. From deep in their own territory, they look to throw. It's complete to Diggs. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he's able to find Diggs. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. It's a gain of 16, and the Vikings have the 1st down as well. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
But that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
Going deep for Diggs. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Stephon Diggs, his intended receiver. And it's 2nd down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Back. Joker. Check 43.
Throwing again. Daniels. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Jadeveon Clowney in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Check it back. Check it. One set. Check Mike 54. Mike 54. I got you, boy. I got you.
Throwing on 3rd and long. Daniels going deep for Diggs. And that
Come on, man.
Incomplete.
You had this
Well,
nigga,
took
man.
the shot all right, but it comes up empty. And it's 4th down. Normally, I'd say this will lead to a punt attempt, but this offense already shown in the first half that they'll go for it on 4th down.
No, they should have already said, punt it. Head coach should have already made that decision.
It's taken to the 26. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage.
Leverage.
Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline is, guys, give us an opportunity. Protect the passer, create space for our runners, and let's go ahead and get these guys. Low man wins. Let's go do it on this drive.
We'll watch that leverage on this drive. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Wilson to the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here.
No. Check. Check safety.
From the shotgun, Wilson. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. The Seahawks send out their punter as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away.
Go put it on the table. Put it on the table.
And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds.
Let's let Jerry put it on field.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And he will be brought down as time is now run out on this first half of action. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10.
You say it's coming back.
Second half begins with a run by Smith. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. A gain of 3, second down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
I know she. Oh my God.
They'll run it again with Smith. Gets this to the 24 for a gain of 4.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Yeah, keep spinning for toys. You probably getting Hoover.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Smith. He picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. 3 yards on first, 4 on second, and now 5 on 3rd down. Move the sticks.
I ain't giving big boy shots. The hell wrong with you? From where? Damn boy shorts. They only $3 for them boy shorts.
54 Mike. Let's go one more.
Hey, ain't my fault you wear boy shorts.
On 1st down.
What?
It's Smith. A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
I'd say they've got to find a way to get him going. He's such a big part of their offense. I wonder if they might throw it a little and come back to the run.
Anything, because you're right. He's pretty much been completely
Tell
neutralized.
you had a pancake on the stick.
On 2nd down now. It's Smith.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
How much you want to bet? Go look in the room then if you think she in there. What? Go look and see if she in there. Probably your place.
On 3rd down, Smith. And he tackled right on the chalk of the 45. 12 yards there. 1st down, Vikings. And, Charles, you look at this offense, their struggles
get out that closet,
man.
Documented.
Dead last in the NFL in 1st downs, but signs of life there.
Yeah, and you and I do, I think, a really good job of respecting the game and respecting the teams. But this squad, they're in a position now where their fan base gets excited when they pick up a 1st down. They cheer almost like they picked up a touchdown.
They'll run on 1st down. Smith pushing forward for 3 up to the 48.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
Here's a 2nd and 7.
Oh, good shit.
He's got the 1st down and more inside the 40. And all the way down to the 33-yard line. 19 yards the pickup there. Move the chains. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They look like a different team here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over, that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
They'll run with Smith down to the 30 after a gain of 4.
Oh, yeah, you seen it, huh?
They tried a quick hitter inside,
but that
one
was
was
I was gone.
Because what they're hoping,
I don't know why
those big defensive linemen will take the bait
man, just
and
cut out my room light
and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that
Damn,
play.
I was gone, too.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Smith. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. That one, a 1st down pickup of 8.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because
it's not. There's not for y'all.
Done on this drive.
No, it's not.
The holes have been
I
large.
don't care. That's not for y'all.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Now a handoff here to his running back. And able to get about 3 as he's taken down right at the 20.
It's not for you.
If you're looking for glory,
that's
looking to get your name in the headlines, you do not want to play nose tackle. But how about what we just saw there? The ability to hold people up, take on extra blocks, and actually slip them and make a tackle on that play. That's big time.
On second down, here's Smith.
Oh, damn, I tripped over.
And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
I got to get my clothes, too.
Now keep in mind, if you're thinking of staying on the ground, this is a top 5 rush defense.
Yeah, but I don't think you shy away totally with the run. At least show them the hint of a run before you decide to throw the football.
On third down, Daniels.
Me,
He
damn!
will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
When that field shrinks for those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is.
Yeah,
they
the
end up
first
taking
one,
up
I
extra
space
just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
Even if
This
I
game
had
back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
Hold on, give me a minute. Yeah, I'm back, my bad. I had to put my... Yeah, I'm good. I had to get the clothes ready for the go wash.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
Tackle made there by the UCF man, Mike Hughes. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6.
go double count right here. Double count.
Wilson. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a gain of 15. First down, Seahawks.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect him to run the ball.
Benny brought the tow truck.
They're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Yeah, and Candace bought Mitch a truck too. Not a tow truck, but a truck.
Good job right there. Good job right there. 51
On first and 10, it's Wilson. Steps away to his left. He'll try and run it. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be second down.
I like his thought process and his ability to move and get downfield. But what I didn't like was the final decision to go out of bounds. They want to keep the clock moving. Instead, they give the defense an extra timeout.
On second down, it's Carson. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. That one a first down pickup of 8. From Viking territory now, they'll come up first and 10 at the 45-yard line. They run it with Carson. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Now look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hughes. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them.
Whatever y'all do,
they
don't miss
probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not out-and-out joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. So they'll take the benefit even though they wanted the 6 points.
And maybe wore down the other defense. We'll see. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Brings up third and
Kick your ass off my team.
Ready. Go to bench. Mike 54. You got nothing to do.
Looking to throw. Daniels. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
And we talk about players blitzing all the time. I often laugh and sometimes call it just straight-ahead pursuit. What a running start right back to the backfield for him.
Yeah, it really didn't give anybody a chance to get up there and stop him.
No, I mean, that's really, really difficult. You're asking a whole lot anyway, but when he gets that kind of a start and comes through clean, oftentimes the advantage definitely goes to the defensive player.
Come on, man. What my interference
This one is going to wind up incomplete. The Vikings unable to convert here on 4th. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. On first down, Carson. And I think this defense knew what was coming as he is smothered behind the line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. He's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That's going to go down as a loss of 5, and it brings up third down. Possibly a turning point. Big play coming. This is third and long. Play action. It's Wilson. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end. Oh, this is taken.
Damn, y'all let us go. Oh, you missed it.
They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal.
I know we love our jobs, and pretty much any play we see, we're pretty, excited about. But big plays, let's face it, that's what we absolutely live for. How about that one?
That was great. And what our camera missed was the fist pump from the sideline after that catch. They're fired out. That's a big game.
Oh, they gave him a touchdown? Oh, nah. No, I should never told him to change that.
And the challenge pays dividends.
I think the Booties
ref
gonna challenge it
overturns the
anyway.
play.
Everyone gets a bonus on this one,
Well, it would've
Brandon.
been a-
The coach upstairs
it
who
would've been a
signaled down
difference.
and said challenge it, and the head coach for pulling the red flag.
Hopkins with the extra point, and the lead is now 17-3.
Yeah,
The
she- of
kickoff
course she
unit
is.
is out on the field, and they
Good
will
night.
send this one away.
You better take it with you.
That's fielded in the
Get
end
it here,
zone.
Junior.
And they'll start in a hole here as he's brought down at the 11-yard line.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a
Why you say
setback,
it?
and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Throwing on first down, Daniels. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off at the 21, and he is not quite going to
See,
make it all the
talking
way
to you,
in.
I
They'll
got it
mark
picked
down
out.
right about the 1-yard line.
Yeah, you bad luck.
And that pick just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
Watching my movie
I
after
remember
this.
being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator
I was
says, we're going to call this
watching my,
be who you are defense.
halves and halves
D-linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass.
That's how to play
That
short.
way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
Yeah, then after
And
that,
that
I'm going
play
to go
going
back. Then after that,
absolutely
I'm
nowhere as
go
he's
watch,
belted before he could
Empire
get out of the
and
backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here, and it'll be 2nd and goal. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. On 2nd and goal, Wilson to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's when the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
4th down now after a loss of 2.
I think it's pretty evident. We can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But
Get in here,
this one,
Junior.
they stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Gary Jennings, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
Oh, it was touchdown?
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
Okay.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Hey, go close our window.
This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Let's go.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do...
He's got him in, complete. And all the way down to the 37. It's a big one there for the Vikings. 44 yards. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the first
You
down.
just like dirty enough stuff that you don't want. As you come
So
on,
how about
you
that
clean
for
it
a
up?
chain mover? They're all
Let's
the way
go
down
on.
inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the gun, Daniels. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that'll wind up incomplete. Try to give his man room to run under it, but it's 2nd down. Just nothing
You ain't
there
going nowhere.
again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen
No,
the
you're not.
interceptions, of course. He's really
You
been through the
stand
ringer,
here.
hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
What?
Here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. Johnson was the intended receiver, and it's third down. It's been this way most of the afternoon, hasn't it? This secondary really put this receiving core on lockdown.
Listen, they've worked together like a basketball team that's playing excellent defense. Great communication, doesn't matter whether it's man or zone.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Jadeveon Clowney, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. On 4th down, Daniels. And Diggs has it. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. This quarterback now just 5 of 16 throwing the ball, but he's got a 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Smith. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So now with 6 seconds remaining, we get a timeout on the field. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. It'll be from the right hash, and it'll be a 36-yarder. And it bangs off the right upright, no good. And this score will stay right where it is. And you just kind of get the sense that this team's been snake-bitten a little bit here. They just have not had anything go their way.
It's like they collectively walked under a ladder on their way into the stadium. What else could go wrong?
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Mike Hughes. And that will write a finish to this ball game. So the victory here for Seattle. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Seahawks, they keep pace for a playoff spot as they move to 7-3. And they'll have another road date next week with the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, it was a game they really needed as they drop back to 4-6. And they'll try to get back to their winning ways next week as they head to Santa Clara to take on the 49ers. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Day.
Stop me, tenfold, copy, end zone, watch me, celebrate, I'm cocky, I do my dance, jump in the stands, no man, oh there with the hands, thought they could guard me, I ruin they plans, I do what I want, they do what they can, got it on,
supposed to be going somewhere today? Where you going?